updates that we call praise. So I'll just kick us off. I want to dish major praise to Frashelle for spending so much time on the accounting and being so patient with me, even though it's hard for us to find times to meet. She always makes it really easy and productive when we do. And I want to also praise Santi for scheduling an in real life event with me and some cool people in the state of Catalonia. This should be fun. Can't wait to hang out with my buddy Jordy and talk about DAOs. And I want to praise Alman for managing the awesome GM podcast, which just got kicked off yesterday, and setting everything up. So I'll pass it over to Lauren.
Thanks, Griff. I want to praise Mean for figuring out how Gitcoin Passport works and just diving into the details of like how we can integrate it. I also want to praise Sam for making an awesome translator app so that we could translate the Giveth app into many different languages. And I want to praise you, Griff, for all of your support on so many things, including providing information on like how to do a Give Power lockups dashboard and what would be valuable in a Give liquidity dashboard and on so many other great things. And I will pass it to Corey.
Hey, thanks. I want to praise Frashelle as well for getting payments out on time. I know there's a lot of work. Thank you for doing that before the month's even over. I want to praise Franco for doing such a great job organizing praise. I haven't said that in a while. Thank you so much for doing that and for cat herding. Want to praise also praise Carlos for helping us with the Chainvine testing this week, and hopefully we're hitting the finish line very soon. Write the rest in the channel, and I will pass it to Santi.
Thank you, Corey. I want to give praise to everyone that gave outreach to the DAO drops and to Giveth for getting the first place after they released their final results. And I also want to give praise to Sam for the amazing translating tool that he just showed us yesterday on the Give Economy call, and everyone involved on the Montpellier ramp from to fiat, crypto to fiat. And I'll pass it to Franco.
Thank you, Santi. Hello, everybody. I would like to praise, first of all, like Santi said, everyone who was doing the shilling DAO drops. It's amazing we got the first place. So yeah, good for everybody. Praise. And I would like to praise Mitch for his work in the sub-deification session. It was an amazing job and it was very interesting. And I hope that the DAO moves forward with this. And I would like to praise everyone on the rewards team for helping me getting the first distribution of rewards out. It's out there in the forum. So if you want to check it out, go there. And I'll pass it over to Ashley.
Thanks, Franco. I want to praise Mitch, Griff, Amin, and Sem for all of their support, helping me figure out this missing givebacks round, find the problem, run scripts, and do all the things that we need to do to fix it. I want to praise Carlos and Nicola for their support with mandatory updates and figuring out the best way to move forward to automate that. And I want to praise Alman for all the work she does with the Twitter spaces, the podcasts, and just like keeping all our events in line as well and like planning all of that stuff. And I will pass it over to Kai.
Hello. I want to praise Griff for your awesome AI April initiative. That's really cool. I'm looking forward. And I want to praise Moshe Hub, who is teaching me all about Kubernetes currently, and I can't wait for the integration. And finally, Franco, praise you. I should have done it before, but now that we're in the regular loop for praise, thought it's a good time. So thanks for your awesome management of this process and the praise team within Giveth. Who still has to go? I can give it to Jankin. Oh, he is deafened. I give it to Kotabe. Did you got it?
Kotabe hasn't gone yet. Are you still there, Kotabe? Oh, no, yeah. Well, Katabe's still muted, so maybe I'll just throw it over to Almond for you. Oh wait, Katabe, you're back. Go for it, Katabe. Go for it.
Oh, that mute button. GM, everyone, how are you doing today? I'm feeling good. I want to praise. Oh man, I want to praise so many people. There's so many things, cool things happening around. But okay, I'll stick it to 3. I want to praise Kai for giving me access to ChatGPT 4 of Giveth account. Really, really looking forward to play with that. I want to praise Mateo, Jazz, Mitch, and everyone that is giving me some support to submit a grant for the Crypto for Good Fund. I want to praise the PFP team. Like, you did an amazing job, guys. And I'm so happy to have my giver. And that's it. And I'll pass it to Nick, who I also want to praise, but I'll praise you on the channels.
Was it me?
Yes,
Yeah.
sorry, Nico.
Oh, yeah, thank you. So I'd like to give my praise to Frischel for always making sure that we get paid on time and for our call this week. Praise Frischel, and also praise to Mitch for hosting the sub-DAOification call session. It was very informative and also inclusive. Praise to the HR team for always making sure that we cater the concerns of our contributors, Ahmad, Heather, and Frischel. And I'm passing it to Frischel.
Thank you. I want to praise Mitch for leading the whole sub-DAOification process that we're doing. And I want to praise Griff for processing and executing the first batch of payments with me very timely. And I want to praise Nico for all the cat herding he's doing, on-body review calls, home office allowance survey, and everything. And all his hard work in the background and for keeping us contributors very well supported. And I'll pass it to Nicola.
Thanks, Rochelle. Hey, happy Thursday, everyone. I want to praise Carlos for being such a hero, always supportive to the verification team, being so patient with us as we are trying to implement the mandatory updates and continuously asking for things. And you always help us no matter what. You're so busy. So thanks. Thanks for that. I want to also praise Mitch for hosting and leading this whole initiative around sub-verification because man, this is a huge step, huge change to take, a lot of opinions to take into consideration, and a lot of the stuff just to comprehend and compile and get like some result out of. So big, major praise. I don't know what we would do without you, Mitch. So lucky to have you. And I also want to praise Corey for just her great essential session on GitHub, how to keep it organized. I learned something new. Yeah, so thanks for keeping our GitHub so planning so organized. And I'll just rest of it in the channel and I'm gonna pass it to Heather, sorry.
Hey, thanks, Nicola. Yeah, I also want to praise Mitch for leading the sub-DAOification process and call this week. It was really interesting. And then I want to praise Freshell for just being a really wonderful friend. We got to hang out for a couple of hours this week as I was through transit. And I also want to praise Griff for this really awesome idea about the AI hackathon. I'm really excited to learn more about these tools. And I will pass it over to Tosin.
Hi, everybody. So I want to praise Mitch and the devs for the very, very great session we had on NFT utility on the platform. It was really great talking to you guys, and I want to praise Mo for just being a great partner on the design end of things. You rock, man. And I want to praise Griff for just being there and for his feedbacks, and especially on the chat GPT, the AI integration, and it's really, really awesome. I'll pass to Madam. That's a new name.
Who was it? Adam? Madame.
Madam.
No, Madame likes. Oh yeah, hey, Madame.
Hey guys, we're here to share a little bit about our project later. Yeah, so I'm really excited to get to introduce that to everyone.
Nice. And so we do this praise game where you can kind of dish praise to anyone who in the Giveth community that you have seen be helpful in some way. So
This opportunity to praise someone from our own team. I want to praise Fox, and I'm going to pass it on to him because he's in charge of our AutoStation product, which we're going to introduce a little bit about today. And I think he's been doing a really good job trying to make automation more of a thing in blockchain. So passing it on to Fox.
Hey guys, nice to meet you. I think I would like to praise Griff, for hosting this community call. Yeah, and excited to share more details about our product later on. I'll be passing to Woofer. He's in charge of one of our other products as well as BD, and he set up this mini.
Right, thank you, Fox. And I'm Juan, and well, I really love this game. Oh my gosh, I love it. I have to say, and then first of all, I want a praise to Ashley. Well, actually making this happen. Yeah, it was great running into Giveth and Ashley in East Denver. Yeah, I'm personally very a big believer in philanthropy in general, and then so it's just amazing to see what you guys are working on. Yeah, yeah, it's really great. And then yeah, I will pass. Then I'll pass on to Carol Luna. Yeah, who is also from my team. Yeah.
Hey all. Yeah. Yeah, it's great to meet you. Yeah, I would like to give I guess a big shout out to the whole of the Giveth contributors. I think you guys are doing amazing work, and yeah, it's crazy that you guys are able to keep this so organized, being such a big team of contributors. So yeah, praise to all of you. Not sure who else is who yeah, who else would go next? But yeah.
I can pass it for you. I'll give you the break. All your other team members got to pass to each other. It's almost not fair.
Yeah.
I don't think Amin has gone. Amin, do you want to take it?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I want to praise Lauren for following up the Gitcoin passport support. I want to praise Moshe has helped me on bringing up the product backend again when it was done this Sunday, I guess, or Monday. I want to praise Chorik for his being amazing frontend guys and such a mentor and help. He take over lots of heavy lifting and on the front end side. Are we limited to 3 praise as though, or no? We can go further. Okay, I pass it back to you.
Technically, you can cheat, but it's good to pass it. Alman, you want to take it?
Sure. I want to give praise to you, Griff, for being a great host and for being so open to do the GM podcast. I want to praise Nicola for having a great management of Beat the Makers, and I want to praise Franco for always being so open to help and to contribute with everyone. And I'm going to pass it to Mitch.
Yeah, sure. I want to praise Claire and Fischel for hanging out super impromptu yesterday to go over the sub-deification notes. Praise Amin for jumping into writing the scripts and stuff to help resolve the givebacks round 31 issue. And I want to praise Franco for all the work he's done to get up the first rewards distribution post up, getting those rewards out. And I'll pass it. Are we out of time or we just keep going, Griff?
We'll keep going. We only got 4 more.
Okay, all right. Let's try going to Wonka.
Thank you, Mitch. Yeah, I want to praise Mateo, Mitch, and Sam because yesterday we had like a bug with the DAO that we created for the Ethereum Colombia community. And thankfully, we managed to solve the issue. It was that we had XDAI and we needed to have it managing wrap XDAI. And through the CRISPR, SEM helped us to do it. So that's amazing. And we managed to make the first distribution to a community, in a local community in Colombia. Through the DAO, so that's amazing. And I would like also to praise all the people in the AI April initiative. I think it's really cool, and I can't wait to see how you all are using the tool and learn from that. And I also want to praise the people from the PFP collection. I think it rocked, and it's amazing to have that. So I think, Clara, have you gone?
No, I haven't. Thanks, Wanka. Hello, everyone. Today, I'd like to praise Mitch for leading a fab session on Monday, working through the proposed new structure and making sense of the feedback during the session and posting next steps to the forum. I'd like to praise Ashley for always being a supportive buddy, even when life gets hectic. Thanks, buddy. And I'd like to praise Franco for forum post about the first batch of rewards for praise. So much work has gone into quantification, allocating and calculating the rewards. It's great to see all the hard work come to fruition. Thanks. And I'm sorry, I'm passing it back to you, Griff. I've got no clue who hasn't gone. Thank you.
For sure. There's only a couple people left. Let's throw it over to Carlos.
Hey, Griff, thank you. Well, I'd like to praise Sam, not sure if he's here, but for all the AI work he's doing, and also pretty much being an inspiring depth. Also, I'd like to praise Mohammed for all the work he's done, and he also dividing his time with praise and being so efficient. Also, Mateo for really well covering me last week, presenting the dev call. I should have done it, but my internet died, so I missed that praise. And yeah, in general, to all the devs in the team, they are amazing people, great devs. Back to you, Griff. I'm not sure who's
For
going.
sure. Let's throw it over to Frashel. I think you're last, Frashel.
I already went.
Oh no! Okay, perfect. Then that's everyone. Then let's get this party started. Welcome to, what is it? The 156th community call. Oh my gosh. Let me share the screen. Yeah, so you just experienced praise. Praise is decentralized updates with the lens of gratitude, and also a way that we distribute rewards. The rewards are finally going out. The system is flowing, so that's super awesome. But you only get rewards for dishing praise if you write it down in Discord. So dish that praise async anytime, 24/7, not just during this call. A few announcements. Giveth's #1. We won DAO drops. How cool is that? Can you believe that? 600 votes, and not only did we win, we destroyed DAO drops. Like I think we had more than 100 votes than over the next person, like 140 votes or something crazy like that. So well done. It feels so good to be loved by the Ethereum DAO community, right? So that's the biggest thing. The next biggest thing, of course, is the Twitter space on Chainvine. Our referral program is coming out, and we're going to talk about it next week on Twitter. So definitely check that out. And if you can, please help us test the referral program. We need more testers. Get in there, try to make some referrals, and help us out. And with that, I'll throw it over to Ashley to talk about. Oh no, I'm sorry, Corey, to talk about the communications.
Thank you. Okay, so some updates from the comm side. The Givers PFP collection went live at the end of last week for public minting, and it's really exciting. We've already seen the reveal, and we've sold at least 125 PFPs so far, which is awesome. And yeah, that should link to Twitter. Also wanted to encourage you all to rep your PFP on Twitter. You can make it your profile pic. You can post it here like this, and make sure to tag the Giveth account for a retweet. We want to get the word out on socials. Let's create a giver movement and let's get the word out together. So lots of different options there. Would love to see all your different P2Ps displayed. The reveals are really fun. Yeah, and in the name of Twitter, we can do this now because we made it through a week-long Twitter shadow ban that happened to us last week. So the account was a little bit quiet for a while, and that's why. So in the meantime, we rebranded to our new handle, which is now just Giveth instead of Giveth.io. So a big FYI to everyone, in case you have Giveth listed in your like profile description on Twitter, make sure to update it. And whenever you're tagging Giveth in your posts, just make sure it's without the IO, because now we're just Giveth. But the good thing is we do have this other account, so it will link over to our new account name. And in that regard, also while we were shadow banned, we went ahead and set ourselves up on Lens. So if you're using Lens, make sure to follow us there. If you're not using Lens, you might want to go check it out because there's a great community building there in Web3. And we have the same handle there. So make sure to share that around if anyone's asking about it. There's a lot of talk about Lens these days. And otherwise, you can find us on Facebook, on Instagram. Almond's been doing a great job getting our Instagram going. Claire's been managing our Facebook and LinkedIn posts. We're building communities there as well, or followings. So if you're active on those platforms, go check us out there as well and give us a follow. And otherwise, Comms has been planning out project campaigns and featured updates for the Giveth homepage over the next few months. So we've got lots of great content that'll be updating there. And finally this week, Giveth Essentials is back. This week we covered GitHub best practices for Comms and Communitas. The session was recorded, so if you'd like to catch up on it, you can go ahead and check it out and watch that recording. And finally, coming soon, we've got something special coming out on Saturday. In case you don't know, Saturday is April 1st, April Fool's Day, and we've got a very special rebrand that'll be coming out. So keep your eyes open for Taketh. Not going to say much more. Just check it out on Saturday. Otherwise, we're also just finalizing our newsletter for March. The Gives News edition is coming out, and as Griff mentioned, we have an upcoming launch for the Giveth referral program, which is going to include lots of great content, blog posts, landing page, and more. And then finally, we're just also testing, still in the testing phase for the Fiat on-ramper. So yes, please, we'd love to get testers for both the Chainvine referral launch and for the Mount Pelerin on-ramper. So please help us out there. And that's it from Comms. I'll go ahead and pass it to Ashley.
Thanks, Corey. Communitas. We've got our weekly community. We do a weekly community AMA and orientation call on Wednesdays. Yesterday's was really cool. We got to sync up with some OG like project owners and make some connections and stuff, and that was really fun. So if you're a project owner or a donor or somebody who's interested in contributing, you can always join our AMA call if you have any questions, and we can provide resources or answer any questions you might have. And then we have our weekly builder call on Tuesdays at 9 a.m. So let's get into some updates. We've got some project survey winners. We did a project survey, and the top 5 people filling it out everybody got their name on the wheel, and then we spun the wheel and picked the top 5. They're going to get some extra give power to be boosting their projects for the next 3 months to get some more visibility, get them higher up on the list, as well as offering a higher percentage of givebacks to the donors who donate to these projects. So if you haven't seen them, check them out and maybe give them a donation or something. And we've got this Communitas working group proposal in the works. We would love, I was working on it yesterday, but we would love some more feedback. If anybody in the community wants to give us feedback about the goals of the Giveth community and what you think we should measure, what's important to you, and maybe some of the steps you're already taking to grow our community, would be really helpful for us to create this proposal and be one of the stewards of the pilots of this new subDAOification process and get our working group proposal up there. So that would be super helpful. We also have our ambassador program launching. We've got our session set sometime mid-April, and we're inviting some of the people who have filled out this form to become one of the first Giveth ambassadors. If this is something that's interesting to you, there's a link here to fill out the type form. Feel free to send us your info, and we will get in touch with you to start piloting this awesome program. Upcoming Twitter Spaces. You heard about the referral program one, but we've also got some coming up for one about LATAM and Web3 with Bankless Brazil on the 12th, and one describing the Panvala Stamps program on the 26th. You can see all the past episodes of the Twitter Spaces on YouTube or on Spotify by following the links down below. And up in the right-hand corner, we've got some collective brainstorming that you hear about every week. We're collecting community spotlight ideas for new Twitter Spaces, other Giveth Essential sessions. We had one on the GitHub flow of comms, and we've got one coming up on Crypto Questions AMA. You can find the past sessions also linked here in our YouTube. And if you have any suggestions for new ones, feel free to drop them in the doc. And then we've got our Giveth Gravity group. We've got a forum post up talking about the reintroduction of gravity into Giveth. There's a poll in there, some conversation happening around gravity and the role here in Giveth, and looking forward to developing that more. So if you're interested, you can get more involved by DMing Nicola. And if you're feeling any conflicts or tension in the community, let's use it as an opportunity to grow and find some resolutions together. And there's a form also linked down here in the bottom that you can fill out to get some Graviton support with any of these situations that you might notice or are feeling personally. And that's what I got for this week. So I will pass it over to the platform circle. Development working group, I think, goes first. Yeah.
Is Amin, are you taking it today?
No, Carlos will do it.
Hello,
Sorry.
I'll be taking it today. Well, tons of updates this week. First of all, we added the Celo blockchain support to the impact graph, so our backend is ready for any future work done on that. We also added a DevOps maintenance page, so when things are going down, we at least can notify people and show that something's going on. We also added the new Take landing page. Well, there's a link there. You can check it out. It's on staging mostly. We also did some minor fixes and reordering of the gift token in our lists. Chainbind, please test. It's pretty much from code perspective is done. We just need like more testing, and we'll be ready to go. Same for Mount Pelerin. We did a soft release. Please test. Also, I'd like to praise again Sam for being an inspiration and making AI generated new translator to Catalan, but really it might be more languages in the near future. In progress, well, we're improving a little bit the admin.js for new permission systems and so we're refactoring a little bit there. And upcoming, it's also the Gitcoin passport integration. Lastly, I put a ChatGPT 4 image because also thanks Griff for the initiative for next month, that I'm sure we will be able to come up with really cool things for Giveth. Like ChatGPT is blowing our minds right now, so we're investigating and hopefully something cool comes out of that. Yeah, those are the current release plans that we have. The referral program, Polygon integration was launched, the Fiat exploration soft launched, and the internationalization, which is linked to Sam's work, will also be it's launched, but will be improved even more soon. And yeah, that's it for the development group for this week. Thank you.
Yay! Thanks, Carlos. Exciting stuff in development. Okay, Give Economy. Give Economy working group is up to lots of fun things. You can go to the next slide. One such thing is that the regen farms redesign is live. So now we've separated out the regen streams from the regen farm cards, and that is already up and running on production. So you can check it out at giveth.io/givefarm. PFP integration is almost finished, and we're going to be integrating the profile pictures into the profiles of users on Giveth. And so, as Corey mentioned already, you can mint them, and we've already minted 125, but you can mint them at this mint link. Carlos mentioned the translator app, so I won't say it again. Also, Cello integration is basically ready, and our blocker for launch is actually like from the fundraising side and just coordination with the Cello team. So, but we've already built in, we're ready to add Cello as a donation platform to Giveth. Mount Pelerin needs some more testing. It's on production, but like we really do need testers. So I linked here the Excel spreadsheet, basically the Google sheet of if you want to test, you can like add your name in there and put any information on the testing that you've been doing. On the Give Power side of things, rewards are ending on April 18th, but don't worry, we're extending them. The vote is set to pass. It's up in Snapshot right now. It's set to pass on Monday, and then we'll be allocating another 13 million gift to extend Give Power rewards. We're also looking to improve the speed at which projects rearrange and project sorting for Give Power, and are starting a couple of really awesome dashboards, like a dashboard that tells you all you want to know about when is all the Give going to get unlocked and how much Give that's staked is actually locked and for how long. So praise Ramin for getting started on that. And we're also working on another dashboard that's going to illustrate Give liquidity, like where we have liquidity for Give, how much of it's DAO owned, so we can show like what percentage of our liquidity is protocol owned and which one is provided by liquidity providers, etc. So super cool stuff. On the research side of things, we're looking into what it would take to integrate Zcash for donations, also talking about something called Giveth Pro, where projects will be able to prove that they're staking Give and then get upgraded project profiles. QF is trucking along as well, as we're looking into integrating Gitcoin Passport. So Amin is looking into what we need to do next really here. And GiveFi calls are now moving to weekly because things are ramping up for GiveFi, and particularly Give Savings. And I will now pass it on to the fundraising working group.
GM. So I guess I'll take it for fundraising this week. Yeah, not much has changed. We're big work here on the ETH Foundation grant. We're pushing that forward and rewriting it, and with their feedback. We made it to the final round of Optimism. So we passed the initial. I actually have a call with Optimism in about an hour. So that's exciting. We'll see if we can incorporate their feedback as well. And soon Giveth will probably launch on Optimism if everything works out. We got, and then maybe also talking about Optimism, we have, we were #1 in DAO drops. I don't think we'll be #1 for Optimism. I don't think we'll be anywhere close to #1 for Optimism, but they're giving away 100 times more money. So we should hear about that later today as well, about how much funding the Giveth Galaxy got in general, because there was Giveth, Common Stack, Praise, Pairwise, Blog, Scan, and TE Academy, all requesting money from Optimism. So that's going to be huge. This could be like a full month of payroll. So it's very exciting to see what happens there. We're also making progress with Ethereum Classic. They have soft approved our grant request for to actually launch Giveth on Ether Classic. This is a special thing for me. I consider myself a founder of Ether Classic in some ways, so it's really a magical. It's really crazy to see Giveth launching on ETC, but it's very likely to happen. Let's see. Other things, we are working on selling hedgies just as a tester, and that's in progress. So if you know any investors that want a discount on Give tokens, definitely tell me, and we will add them to our list. Or if you know any investors that you think might want a discount on Give tokens, we have a process that we're going through there. And let's see, yeah, we're still talking to CalSwap about the public goods router. This is hopefully we'll get some data, get some stuff to work on, and maybe we'll be able to just integrate it ourselves into CalSwap, which would be pretty cool. And I think that's probably enough on fundraising. I mean,
May I pitch in?
What? Yeah, jump in.
Oh, nice, sweet. One more thing. We are actually running also for a grant and some rewards on Caja Los Andes, which is a bank in Chile, who is running an innovation contest, and we are on the top 10 finalists. So if you click anywhere there, part of the grading, part of the, I don't know how to say it, but the decision making by the end of who are going to be the last 6 that are going to be on the pitching competition of the demo day is by votes. So we have 3 votes there, actually 2 from I don't know who, but they are affiliated to Caja Los Andes, which is very cool. The other one is from myself, because I have not been chilling this so much within the community. But please help us. I think that you have to register, Griff. Yeah, and you can. It says "soy extranjero," which is like I'm foreigner, so that you are not asked for the route. So Griff is demoing how to support, and please help us, because if you help us, then maybe I can be on the demo day and demo the hell out of Giveth in Spanish, and we can get up to 10 grand, 10K, and a lot of services and support to do soft landing in Chile. So we only have until the 31st for these votes, so not much time left. But please pitch in, support the efforts, and hopefully we'll get something out of here too.
Awesome. Yeah, so sign up for an account here. I don't know, Kotabe, could you paste the links directly into the chat, and maybe even work with Algene to send some people DMs or something so that we can get some votes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool, and I see Algene there, so that's awesome. Okay, well, let's keep pushing towards the design working group, and I assume this is you, Tossin.
Yes. Hi, everybody, once again. So for design updates, we don't really have much. So, but okay, so we're still working on, GIFI exploration, and we've done some research and had a couple of calls with Mitch, and currently I think the design on that end will probably start later, early next week, or even tomorrow. We'll start getting, some sketches out. And then we're also working on the NFT use cases. We've gotten some feedbacks. We had a couple of calls, especially with Mitch and some of the devs, and we've implemented some of the corrections, and we're getting a very clear case of how we're going to go forward on this. And I think I also still attached the Figma link, including all the corrections we've made and what we're doing going forward. You could check that out and let us know what you think. And now for the NFT drop page, we have some minor fixes we are working on the design file and implementation. Just a little bit of discrepancies on the implementation from the designer. So we're working on fixing that, especially on the image sizes, paddings, the typography, and the overall responsiveness of that particular page. But just trying to make the experience more seamless for every user. And then lastly, help us improve Giveth. If going on the platform, if you've noticed anything or you have any feedback you want to share with us, just drop a message on the design working group or send a message privately to either me or Mo. And thanks, passing to Griff for giving our insight.
Thanks, Tossin. So yeah, vacation. We got Monique, and Giant Kin said he might not be accessible during the weekend. Okay, Giant Kin. But yeah, and we're really feeling the missing Monique, but he'll be back next week, so that's good. And lots of action on the forum. I mean, I couldn't even put them all up here because there were so many interesting conversations happening around home office reimbursements, and subdalification is hot right now, so hot right now. Rewards for praise round 1. Definitely lots of conversations about rewards. It's just awesome to see Franco and the whole praise team getting round 1 out. So there'll be lots of votes coming through. yeah, and then Gravity is back. We already got something on that. Kotabe put out a nice NFT pilot idea, which could be interesting. Kai found Coach B might be willing to step up and pay the bills through his company. So that's an opportunity. Then we have the praise game. Like, should we make a set limit on the intro for praise? We can debate how we play that intro game at the beginning in this one. There's contributor pay raises. I'm sure everyone's interested in that one. Juicy title. And premium features for products. We were looking at doing the single, like improvements on the single page design, like a project page. And maybe that's something that you have to have so many give tokens staked to get. So that's super cool. And also an interesting proposal from Touchscreen. External, I love it when to see external groups actually talking to us in the forums. So yeah, we are always hiring. There are some positions out there. If you know any developers or designers or anybody who's interested in getting in the Web3 space, we're not actively hiring so much right now, but definitely have them throw in their information into Recruitee, and we'll see. Things might pick up. Yeah, and with that, I guess I get to throw it over to Franco for the rewards working group.
Actually,
Hey, Griff.
it's Claire doing the presentation. Take it away.
Okay, cool.
Thanks. Actually, I think I've got one of the best jobs today. I get to talk about praise and how rewards for all our contributions will be distributed. It's been long anticipated, and a lot of work has gone into the praise review, with so many of our community involved, and praise is dating back to October 21. We started the process back in September last year when the rewards team formed and the new praise upgrade was completed. We've had a quantifier pool of around 20 to 25 people, quantifying up to about 300 praises each week. We've been quantifying a whole month of praise at a time to catch up to the present day. And the month with the most praises was last year, mid-June to mid-July, at the same time as East Barcelona, with 1,500 praises, and other months have averaged close to 1,000. In 2022, we had over 16,000 praises altogether. This is a fantastic number, and what a beautiful way to appreciate and update each other. And we've made it. We're all caught up, and we've taken our feet off the gas a bit. From this month, we are up to date and have begun our normal praise review, quantifying in 2 weeks blocks. We're currently doing the first 2 weeks in March, and the period closes tomorrow. So major praise to everyone who's been chipping away to get this praise review up to date. It was a well-coordinated team effort. Praise to Franco, Danny, and Nicola for cat herding all you cool quantifying cats out there. It's been an uplifting experience for us as quantifiers, as we've relived in the most positive way all that Giveth has achieved. So as a lot of us are here, I'd like to use the opportunity to share what we've noticed. When the praise is not so specific, it's more difficult to understand the impact of the contribution, and the praise receiver would not receive as high a score as they would with more detail. So we want our community friends to be rewarded properly for their contribution, so it makes sense when writing praise to make the impact of the contribution clear. It will be easier for quantifiers to score. Let's be as descriptive and specific as possible, and this will help anyone understand the impact of the contribution that you're praising. The praise team have written this excellent guide, or called How to Write Excellent Praise. So check it out, and they've got some good guidelines in there. On January the 27th, the team officially became a sub-DAO, and the rewards DAO was created with our very own Giveth Rewards DAO voting token. And it's GUARD for short, with a token supply of just 5, 1 voting token for each of our voting members, Franco, Nicola, Danny, Matteo, and myself. Rewards distribution, well, this has already been mentioned in the governance update. The details of the first round of rewards allocation ready for distribution is up in the forum. You can also find the discussion around the rewards calculation in the forum. There is 58k of give allocated for total rewards for the first round distribution from November the 1st to November the 14th in 2021. Out of the total rewards, 90% of the tokens are for direct praise rewards, 7% for quantifiers, and 3% goes back to the praise organization. Today is the last day to have your say in the forum before going to the final vote, so jump in real quick. And quick note on the next steps. Our next steps are to understand the resources and requirements for our team now that our regular up-to-date bi-weekly praise review has begun. And we are set to distribute the first round of rewards. And we'll also be doing some analysis to better understand how we praise as an organization. And that's all I got. Back to you, Griff. Thanks.
Nice, and I'll throw it over to Mitch for the DAO working group. And welcome to the rewards working group. Great to have you in the presentation. That's fun.
All right, let's talk about DAO. We got our weekly syncs, the governance call happening at 10 a.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central European. And let's give some quick updates there. So notables, well, it's almost the end of another quarter. So we'll be doing another distribution of NR Give tokens. So that's coming up soon. Some stuff we got to vote on. Give backs round 32 in the NR Give. Nice distribution for round 32. And also 3 additional votes, number 105, 106, 107, to distribute people that were missing their give backs from round 31. In the multi-sigs, we've got one up there to send some money to Griff. I think actually you got to sign that, Griff. So if you want some cash, all you got to do is sign. Oh, look. He's doing some live DAOing right here. Yeah, okay, great. So Griff's going to finish that up there. So that's up there to settle. And then in the snapshot, there's just one vote up there for a few more days. And that's what Lauren mentioned for allocating 13 million give to continue Give Power staking for another 6 months till October 1st this year. So that looks like it's going to close on the 3rd, fairly unanimously in favor, but go ahead and vote on it and let your voice be heard. And lastly, I think, is the token log. He's got that all lined up and ready. Not much movement here. Giveth referral program, quadratic funding, fiat, PFP collection. A lot of things are going to be closing soon because we're just wrapping them up. And then we'll be able to look at the next things on the docket. If you're unfamiliar with what Griff is showing you, that's the token log. If you own Give tokens or Ggive tokens on Gnosis chain, you can vote on the features that you want to see Giveth to build. And so go ahead and check that out. That's open for anybody that's holding Give on Gnosis chain. And I think that's it for the DAO. And I will pass it on to Griff for presenting the community spotlight.
Thanks, Mitch. And it looks like we got a whole team out here, like the Wolf Pack is out here from Autonomy Network. It's a super cool project. I'm excited to learn how we can use automation in Giveth and beyond. Maybe, I'm not sure exactly who wants to lead the way, Fox or Wolfer or Madame? Or is it Carolina?
First of all,
Yeah.
thanks again. Yeah, it's really great to hear all the updates. And then actually, I guess I'll pass on to Diego, who is our CTO, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, hey. Yeah, I'll not sure if I can share my screen.
You absolutely can.
Awesome. Yeah, just made a little very short presentation just to sort of like raise awareness about our project and some of the use cases that we've been thinking about. But you guys can see my screen?
Yeah, we can.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, we come from Autonomy Network, and we are this Web3 decentralized automation layer. As you many of you guys know, most of the transactions in the blockchain are passive. That means that you have to sort of like interact with you have to send a transaction to the blockchain in order for it to like manually send it, in order for it to execute. And there's not really like many ways where you can automate it. And this is what we do. So yeah, what is Autonomy Network? We allow actually on-chain and very soon also off-chain actions to be automatically executed under different conditions. So for example, if you wanted to send some ETH in like 5 hours, you could sort of set that condition and you'll send ETH in 5 hours. And if you also wanted to sort of embed an API that sort of makes a notification on your Discord about that ETH being sent in 5 hours, then that can also be added into a request. And yeah, basically, you could build a decentralized automation network, but of course it takes a lot of time. You have to write bots, set up servers, have this sort of like framework for decentralizing like the bots and coordinating them and whatnot. And yeah, so one of our newest products is called AutoStation, which basically allows you to set up very easy automations, sort of like you would input a contract address, and then we'll pull out all the functions that you could automate. And yeah, so for example, right, if you wanted to do, say, a swap on Uniswap when the price reaches X, then you could sort of like put the Uniswap contract here. You would put like we have some preset contracts as well, so you could put that as well in here, where you can define sort of like, oh, when price hits X, then do Y. And this is fully generalized, so you could do anything. And so this is some of the use cases we were thinking of. We would like probably to start more of a discussion on either the Discord or the forum about this and what makes sense for Giveth. But some of them are recurring donations, so people can easily set up donations that go out like every month or whatnot. There could also be like automated distribution of donations where it's not necessary that people have to sign the multisig in order to distribute it. It can just be sort of like on chain that it will be distributed when certain amount of donations have occurred, or there's also conditional donations. So for example, someone could set up, oh, I just want to donate when a specific milestone has happened. Obviously there's some work to do around how you would want to sort of like trigger or know when a certain milestone has happened. Of course, that's details for later. There's also notifications and sort of like when a distribution has happened, then notify like all the addresses that have donated into this pool. And then there's other things also that could tie in very well with one of our other products called Auto Hedge. So you could have donation pools. Actually, this is also a question that I have, but I just wondering if there's a lag between when you donate and when you sort of like distribute the donations. I was wondering if like what's the reason why, I guess, being a native Web3, Giveth being native Web3 doesn't sort of harness the power of DeFi. So for example, we have this thing called Auto Hedge, which is basically, it allows you to have delta neutral positions, which basically means that you're not exposed to the price of the tokens, and you're basically able to sort of harness all the yield and whatever from LPing. And yeah, so that's that, so if you're able to sort of like, put the donations into this sort of like delta neutral position, you can generate yield and then do bigger donations and whatnot. But yeah, sorry, hope that made sense. And like I'm here for any questions, and yeah, I would like to get started on some the discussion of some of these use cases potentially. But yeah, thank you.
Nice. This is super cool. I mean, Amin and I were just talking about before this call, let's say minting reputation tokens when someone donates to an address, right? And could that be done with an API call from the Giveth app? Where all of a sudden a reputation token is minted. Like, would that be pretty easy?
Yeah. Well, I guess you could do it both ways, right? So we support like off-chain calls, so basically API calls, or you could also do it on-chain, right? So if someone donates, then it could also like automatically set up, like trigger an automation that will sort of like mint and send that token back to the donator.
But that would require a contract to receive the donations, right?
That will require a contract that receives the donations. Yes, or it could also just be sort of like a wrapper around the receiver contract for donations. Not completely familiar about how that would work, but
on Giveth, there's no right now. I mean, eventually there will be, but not for a year, I bet. But right now, a project just puts up an Ethereum address, and it could be a contract, it could be a key. We don't care because we don't have any smart contracts. When someone donates on Giveth, the money is transferred directly to their wallet. So the challenge there is like if it's a token or if it's a native currency, then like there's different mechanisms and yeah, like if it's a contract, there's even if someone sends DAI to a contract, the contract has no awareness that even received it. So I imagine doing an API call would be a little bit easier, like off chain.
Yeah, that would work. You can put like the API logic on an IPFS so that it's public and you know what it's doing, and yeah, that's very doable.
And I guess we only have a few seconds left. Does anyone else have a question, or I have one more? What's the difference between this and Gelato, or I think, what is it?
Chainlink.
Governor. Yeah, well, there's Chainlink, but there's Gelato, and there's Open Zeppelin has like a governor contract or something like
Defender.
that.
Defender.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's similar. We all sort of do like generalized automation. It's just like we focus on different things. So Gelato is actually mostly like focused on most EVM chains, and they do sort of like a lot of like very like generalized automation. So like we do the same thing. It's just they focus a lot on like achieving this sort of like mass I guess onboarding for users into automation. So you can do like a lot of the things, and they make it very easy to do like many of these things. We sort of focus more on like a little bit of more custom solutions and more for example, we focus a lot on some like very specific DeFi use cases and stuff like that. So so this is not super specific to Giveth, but for example, for Gelato, if you did like a limit order, for example, there's a 2 or 3 block delay where you would where the price might change, and then like your limit order might not execute. And so we sort of have systems like mempool monitoring and whatnot, where we're able to sort of like ensure that the limit order would execute like a lot faster than 2 or 3 block delay. But yeah, so that's some nuances there, and then we also support like other ecosystems. So we're also on Solana and Cosmos and etc. But yeah.
Well, this is super cool, and I mean, it's just really funny because literally 2 hours ago, Amin and I were debating the options, and here you are. So that's really cool. Thank you so much for coming into Giveth and presenting this epic project and the heroic work it is to solve some of the issues with the blockchain. So thank you so much, and thank you all for coming to our 156th community call. I'll see you guys at 157. Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Thank
everyone.
you.